Hello and welcome to another way too warm live stream. At least way too warm for me. Might not be too warm for you. That all depends on where you live, doesn't it? So Mr. Vedros, according to you it's not that warm here. Well, it hasn't thundered or rained here. The sky is still blue. A few clouds, but mostly blue. And it's warmer than ever in my room. Well, not warmer than ever, but warmer than ever in 2024. Which is because it takes a few days for it to properly warm up. So last Wednesday, it was, you know, the start of the warm days. And it was still, you know, doable here. But we've had a few warm days in a row now. And it's not unbearable, it's not that bad, it's not that hot, but it's getting a little bit uncomfortable at times. How warm do you get? Well, I don't know how warm it is here, but I'd wager 25, 26? Something like that. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm here to stream. Whether it's warm or not. Maybe I would cancel if it's like 40 degrees outside, but haven't seen that yet during a stream. We're in a severe drought here, but we've been getting a good bit of rain these past few days. Hope some rain makes it your way. Well, we've had quite a lot of rain in so far in the year. So I do believe that these few hot and dry days, well, it's not that hot, but warm and dry days, I don't think they're a big problem. All the rain came from Groningen. Well, I was in Drenthe, but I'm now back in Groningen. I haven't seen a single drop. There was 2 days ago. No, yeah, 3 days ago. There was quite a bit of rain in the evening on Thursday, but I even got caught while outside, walking back home. With only a t-shirt on, no jacket. Caught in the rain. Had to take shelter in the bike shed of a primary school. Luckily it was after hours. Then I have a chance to have good weather when I go to the Netherlands in around 3 weeks. I mean, it's 3 weeks from now, so weather might be shit. But, you know, it's not that bad here. I don't know how much rain we get, but people like to exaggerate. I used to cycle back and, you know, an hour to school, an hour back in high school, and I didn't get wet that often, so, Thank you for the 2 months Event Horizons, and for the 5 months Kenzer. All pray for good weather on my wedding day. Yes, the 28th, am I right? I do wish for good weather indeed for your wedding day. The 28th, that's in 9 days from now. So that's on a Tuesday, right? So then on Wednesday, I mean, I don't know if you actually are going to come to the stream, but if you are, you can let me know how amazing your wedding was. Schoolkrijt is great, Hooverkins. What else should you buy at the Dutch store? I don't know. Roze koeken have been suggested by Max. They're great. Yeah, what else? I mean, stroopwafels are a classic, right? They will probably have that at any Dutch store. Okay, this is Sunny Shore. It was made by Roy the Dragon. And you need 3,200 guests in 3 years, which is quite a lot. And it's a partially built park that has some rides that also needs some expansion. Can you all spell this out? Well, roze koeken, Max just spelled out. Stroopwafels. You should know what that is, right? Okay, so this is Sunny Shore. 3,200 guests in 3 years. Sunny Shore City, yeah, that's made me think of that as well. Wait, you've never heard of stroopwafels? Hang on, before we... I need to show Hoover this. These are stroopwafels. They are... I mean, they're not the best Dutch biscuit candy, whatever you want to call it. But they're good. I bought them just last year. Ah, so you do know what they are. The thing is, these are for some reason incredibly well known outside of the Netherlands. And I'm not sure why. Yeah, 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 seems reasonable. They're quite good. Especially if you get like a freshly baked hot one on like a market or something. Yeah, something like that. This apparently has some chocolate on it as well, and some stuff on that again. That can be very good. Anyway, hey, it's raining. Okay, yeah, we do have quite a lot of rides actually. Are they all functioning? Yeah, they all seem to be functioning fine. I mean, the path layout is a bit shit. Show roze koek pics. Roze koeken are overrated. Roze koeken are great when you're a high schooler. And I wouldn't mind one. Like, they're alright. But they're a bit overrated, I think. For anyone that's not a high schooler anymore. That said, if you do love them and regularly eat them, nothing wrong with that. I mean, unless you're packing on the pounds, in which case, like me, you might need to not eat that many. Ontbijtkoeken. That's very good as well. What? What? Ah, that's better. This is good stuff. Some ontbijtkoek with some butter. Yeah, that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. This is just basically breakfast biscuit or cake. I mean, you can translate cook as a, kind of... You can translate it different ways. Depends a bit. Cookie. Yeah, sort of. But it's not really a cookie. So... eh. Anyway, we have rain here. And we have... Oh, I like this. RGB ride. Color coded. It's a good stand-up coaster. So Roy said that they tried beating this twice, but didn't manage so far. I mean, one of the reasons that I'm seeing is the genuinely god-awful path layouts. It is terrible. Like, look at the paths. You can see them very nicely when I'm zoomed out, because they're rendered so kind of weirdly. It's just, you go left to this bit, you go right to that bit, and it's basically all dead ends. Apart from like a tiny circle here. It could be worse. It's not the worst path layout I could imagine. At the start of the year on stream I built a worse one. But yeah, it's not good. The rides though are rather nice. Yeah, this bobsleigh. Loopknot. Some decent rides. Decent stats. Well, I like this. It goes through its own loop twice. And there's a little... I think that's called a batwing. It's called Manta Ray. Very nice. Ooh, that's very, very slowly through there. But it makes it. And it's noticeable. These are the RCT1 corkscrew coaster cars. Trains. Very nice. Got a junior here. And a fairly large looping coaster. Again with the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 trains. Which are quite popular. Nobody really cares about the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 trains on the Corkscrew Coaster. Like, I appreciate the fact that they're there, but no one really cares much about them. But people really like the Looping Coaster RCT1 trains. And I'm not exactly sure why, but they're kind of a classic, I guess. People just like them. Hey, Carrie, welcome. Standard we've seen, we've got a big hyper twister here. Well, no, just a normal twister. With not even 7 excitement. Yeah, the excitement can sometimes be a little bit disappointing on a twister coaster. That's what you got floorless cars for, if those are available, which they're not. Then we got a mine train right here. Coal Rush. With 6 excitement as well. And then we've seen this one. Suspension Tension. Do some music, eh? Yeah, nice ride. Oh, and a Woody. And I guess a go-kart. But the go-kart's not that interesting. Ooh, Golden Path with a rainbow train. A trainbow. That's a fast unbanked turn there. It's not too fast. It was about 50 kilometers an hour. The limit is 60. But fast nonetheless. This is also an RCT1 version of the ride. Interestingly enough. Oh, we have the tittiest park in the game. In the game. In the country. Very, very nice. Okay, I think we should start getting some guests. We've already wasted a month just looking about. Oh. We've wasted quite a lot of money as well. Because we have a 90k loan at 30% a year. Okay, we can go up to 100. And a loan interest of 3,000 a month. What's our soft guest cap like? That should be way higher, right, than the number of guests. Because we only have 350 guests. Yeah, it's 1140. So, guests should be spawning quick, and they are. Okay, what do they spawn with? Okay, 65. 65. 95. Okay, so we can charge 60. Do we have a cash machine available? Yes, we do. That means we can even charge 65. We don't need to have them have any left over, because we can immediately have them do the cash machine. So that will make us some good money. We can advertise, of course, but I'd rather see if we can not do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna connect up some of these paths. Just so that it's not the most horrible path layout ever anymore. I went to a festival yesterday. What kind of festival? Use the prize manager. Yeah, that's easy. Besides, it's only... There's nothing to do with the prize manager, actually. It's just the entrance. And just set it to 65, because that's the minimum they can spawn with. There's nothing the prize manager can help us with there. A Greek culture festival put on by one of my local Orthodox churches. Ooh, what did you see there? That was Greek. Okay, I want to connect that there and then like put that around there. And that should then be a decent connection. Thank you for the 42 months, Duvel. That's a lot of months. 42 to be exact. The answer to the universe, life, and nothing. Greek food, traditional Greek dances, products from Greece, a tour of the church, and info about the religion. Ah, very nice. I had dinner at a Greek restaurant, what was it, like 2 months ago, something like that? It was good food. Okay, the path layout is somewhat decent now. Still not great. Especially with these queue lines that are like connecting all the way there, but it's livable. It's very livable. No pay for rides. I mean, they're already free. They're just always free. Could have been that we did charge for them and I could have missed that, but I haven't. I mean, I didn't check, but we don't charge for them. Right. Well, we're making money. So I guess we should be starting building rides. Drown Guest 69. No one has ordered me to drown Guest 69 yet. Do we have staff? That's a good one. Looking at the staff wages, we probably don't. We'd probably, certainly. Now drown Guest 69. Well, too bad, my friend. It's not gonna happen. I can do 569. I can't do 569. I can do 66. I can't do. I can do 666 though. I can do 76. No, I can't. I can do 869. Yes, I can. I can actually do 869. They had products such as stuff with religious icons, images of Mary, Jesus, olive oil, of course, olive oil, herbs, and jewelry. I mean, that's some good stuff. We can remove the 8. I can remove the 8 for you. Did they have any Greek yogurt? Because that's a thing here. Okay, we should probably get some staff. Problem with that the park is so big is that you kind of need a lot of staff. I have to go over 20 handymen. Yeah, the plunge is broken now. We have quite a few broken down rides, which is not helpful. But we are making money. That is good. And it does help that I paid back 20,000 of the 90,000 loan. Because that is quite a significant difference in loan interest. No dairy products for sale. That's a shame. I saw some cows today. Which is not really special. You know. See cows on lots of days. But the special thing was that they were in a ditch. And because of that, the train I was in had to drive slowly. In case they would walk on the track, I guess. So, we departed Station Haren. And someone said over the intercom system, like, we're going to drive a little bit slow right now. And that's because if you look to your left, you might be able to see some cows in the ditch. And a little while later, a few minutes later, yes, there were some cows in the ditch. No merry-go-round as the first ride. I guess not, but it's not really the first ride. One thing I did notice, it's why I built a twist, is that this park has no flat rides. It has all roller coasters and the go-karts. And I was kind of missing flat rides. Oh, don't forget to rename the park. Oh, I thought Duvel hadn't given a name yet, but I missed it because I guess I'm used to your name being orange and suddenly it's white. Sandy Shores, where's that from? Because Sunny Shores, you know, it's Max at the start says Sunny Shore City. That's from Pokemon Diamond Pearl Platinum. We need ducks. We probably have some. We do. It's from GTA 5. Well, I've never played that. So, if I recognize this, it might not be from there. No, that was Sandy Hook, Zach. That one shooting. Similar though, I can see the confusion. Okay, let's go for a log flume. We don't really need to expand the park, we just kind of need to fill it in. You should play it on stream with Chaos Mod. Yeah, I'm not planning to do that. If I'm going to play any different game, it's probably going to be Pokemon. Because it seems to be fun to do a run on Platinum. There, you know, there's no reason to put it in the front, because we're not charging for the rides. If you're charging for the rides, you want as many guests per hour, so you want to put it in the front, but that's not necessary here. Ah, good old water style. I do wonder, are there any other games that you guys think I might like and that I can play on Steam? Well, perhaps on Steam too. Would be it's an easy way to get a game. I caught a Snorlax in Fire Red today. Very nice. RuneScape. I don't think... Isn't RuneScape like a game that you need to put like 1 billion hours in to kind of get anywhere? Now that's at least my perception. Oh, no funding. We have only 2 flat rides available. No more. We have a lot of roller coasters, which is nice. But I would have liked more flat rides. Dishonored. I've heard of that. Isn't that some kind of like RPG adventure game? Which doesn't really seem that much up my alley. You know, I've done Stardew Valley, SimCity, Zoo Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's up my alley. It's a steampunk stealth game. Yeah, that's... doesn't seem that much for me. Ooh, underground. You played it 2.7 times. What's the 0.7? How exactly does that work? Maybe a Tropico game. I've never heard of Tropico games. So, who knows? He stopped at 70% on his 3rd playthrough. Then you still kind of played it 3 times, though. Not finished the 3rd time yet on PS4. I would still count it as having played it 3 times already. Open TTD, yes, that would perhaps be something for me. People have been asking me to make videos on it forever. And they don't stop asking me to make videos on it. That said, currently I'm so entrenched in Roller Coaster Tycoon and it would take quite a lot of work to learn you know, enough about OpenTTD to kind of also make videos about it. So, because, you know, I can stream again without really knowing much about it. You kind of like I did with Stardew Valley, especially if, you know, if it's like a slow game, you can like get into it like that. That works fine. But making videos on it is a little bit different. Scribble Not Unlimited. I don't really know much about what modern Scribblenauts games, but I did have Scribblenauts for the DS like 15 years ago. Well, didn't really have it so much as I pirated it. You know, R4 card. Interlocking loops. Could do that. But I quite like this too. We don't have too much money left, so I think it's time to go back to the station. An on-right photo section. Oh, whoops. Still need to go down 1 unit. But yeah, Scribblenauts could be something. Could be something fun. Alright, and here we have our vertical drop roller coaster. Why are we not hearing it? Okay, now we are. I originally wanted to put a large loop there, but yeah, it didn't have enough speed. You may have seen that. It didn't make it. Not even close, actually. Vertical licorice coaster. Nice. Do you guys pronounce it licorice or licorice? Because I believe there are two different pronunciations. Probably like UK versus America thing. Color it accordingly. That's basically... I mean, I guess the default color scheme is with grey. Coloring it accordingly would just be this. Licorice is black. Licorice should be as black as the blackness I feel in my soul. Only then is it true good licorice. I will accept nothing different. Salty licorice is better than sweet. You know the best licorice? Ovaaltjes. Which translates to little ovals. Because they're oval shaped. I know, very ingenious naming system. But they are the best. My mom always has them in her car. Although, as Hoover said, which is she's gonna get, may have already gotten, Scholkite is great too. Do you have the double carousel? I have literally nothing other than the carousel and the merry-go-round. Or, that's the same thing. The carousel and the twist in terms of flat ride. Are they also little? I mean, ovaaltjes are... How would it be? Like 1.5 by 1/2 centimeter? Something like that? Oh, we got a hybrid. We don't really have the cash for a hybrid at the moment though. If I'm honest. Wait, why are we doing so much better in June than in May? I upped the price in April. Yet it's only the 22nd of June. We have like awards. Oh yeah, we have 2 awards. That means 50% more gas generation. Well, 56% to be precise. So that shows you how powerful awards are. Especially because they're multiplicative and not additive. Every single one you have active multiplies your income by 1.25. You know what, let's build a thing. This thing. Why is it called merry-go-round when the footprint has a square shape? Because the universe we live in extends into the 4th dimension. And in that dimension you can apply kind of a morphing technique, which basically means that squares and circles are just variants of the exact same shape. So you can actually have a round square. And that's the reason why it took so long to prove that squaring the circle is impossible. Because people sometimes kind of see into that 4th dimension and have a vision of correctly squaring the circle. Or circling the square. But then they get kind of brought back into our universe and then they think it's possible, but it's not. I got schoolkruid, brinta, stroopwafels, tomatencrème soup. Wait, tomato soup is a Dutch thing? Surely not. And that breakfast cookie cake thing. What? Oh, you mean ontbijtkoek? I still don't really know what brinta is. I believe it's sort of kind of like porridge thing. I don't think I've had it ever. I asked if they had roze koek and they didn't. To be fair, it would be really easy to spot because it's pink. Bright pink. So if they had it, you would have known. They had the sausage and meatballs, but I'm camping so I wasn't gonna buy it. Wait, sausage and meatballs. Oh, you sausage like rookworst probably. Because that's the Dutch thing. Meatballs? Is that a Dutch thing? Surely not, because Swedish meatballs are a meme. And in fact, I mean, I've had meatballs for dinner, you know, in the past. But it's not a common thing here. Like, it's not weird or anything. You know, it's a perfectly normal thing that people eat for dinner sometimes as the meat part of the food thing. But it's not common, I'd say. They had pre-made, pre-packaged tompoes. Please don't spell it like that. That makes me think disgusting things. Spell it like it's supposed to be spelled. Bitsballen. Oh, you mean bitterballen? Is that what you meant with the meatballs? Those are... I mean, technically they're balls of meat, I guess. But they're not meatballs. Meatballs are like big balls of meat that you have for dinner and you put them like in gravy and stuff. Bitterballen are a fried snack. Deep fried snack. Thank you for the follow, Madame Man. Now, this is how you spell tompoes. I mean, I guess you could kind of spell it like this, but this is the correct way. It's kind of like a French. Okay, that is a lovely little side friction coaster. We are actually making really, really good money. Oh, it's gonna rain soon. I should probably add some benches and bins. It's very... Why is it so crowded here? Why are they not dispersing throughout the park? They had some weird sauce you guys put in your fry. Oh god, did they have yoppie sauce? Like Joppie. Apparently that's popular, but I'm not a big fan of it. Or do you mean just frietsaus? Oh yeah, fry sauce, frietsaus. Which is... Fry sauce is wrong. Frietsaus literally means... fries sauce, like fries as in French fries. So, translated, it should either be fries sauce, not fry sauce. Because fry sauce means it's like sauce for whenever you're frying whatever. But it's specifically for French fries. I mean, people use it for a whole lot of other things, but that's not what it's named after. I mean, you don't need to send the pic, I can Google it for you. This stuff. This is apparently... This is not what I mean. This is the classic. This is the classic one. And it's very good. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, these are bitterballen. They're like small little snacks. You know, size comparison to a hand. Usually eaten with mustard. And, you know, meatballs are often, yeah, quite a bit different. What else did you have? Yeah, tompoes, for anyone who doesn't know, is this stuff. I mean, the whipped cream on top is, you don't see that everywhere. This is like a very classic tompoes. Very annoying to eat. Incredibly annoying to eat. But, oh yeah, the krompoes. Which is a combination between tompoes and croissant. I've never had it. But it's kind of a meme here. What the hell's that? Ugh. That looks weird. There's a lot of weird stuff. Okay, where did I not yet go with the benches? Here. Say hi to Johnny. He's there for the stream for once. Hi, John. Or Johnny, I guess. I hope you enjoy our Dutch food stuffs. And if you don't, I will fly to Canada to personally get you the finest Dutch stuff until you like at least some stuff. My mom and stepdad came back a few days ago from their 6-week holiday in Spain. Well, mostly Spain. A little bit of France and Portugal as well. They have a little camper van. And they had a lovely time. Saw a lot of stuff. Walked a lot, both in nature and in cities. Just the two of them. And it's been a while since they had a vacation that long. Last time, a few years ago, they went to Greece for 6 weeks. Okay, he likes the Dutch stuff. Good. Does he speak any Dutch? How's your Dutch level, Hoover? You should absolutely just learn Dutch just for the hell of it. Yeah, that goal is completely wrong. That's like from a very long time ago. You just told everyone, ruthless and toothless, that you're made from leather. Which I don't think is what you meant. If you have like a leren tas, it translates to leather bag. But the verb leren does mean to learn, which is what you meant. But you should have said, not ik ben leren, but ik ben het aan het leren. You know, I'm learning it, not... So, you know, if you say I'm leren, you say I'm made of leather. Just like, you know, if you say ik ben houten, you say I'm made of wood. Like I'm wooden. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making fun of you. It is kind of funny. It's very good that you're learning. And it's not an easy language, although people always say that about lots of languages, but learning a new language is never easy. Dutch grammar is stupid. I don't think it's that bad compared to some other languages. You know, nearly every language, you know, people say that Dutch is stupid. People say that English has stupid rules. People say that French is weird with the 3 billion different silent letters. Like, I don't think that necessarily these languages are bad. It's just that being inconsistent and stuff is just a thing that languages have. Because that's how humanity works, right? And there are entirely consistent languages, but they're always constructed languages. And if they would ever be used at scale in like a proper big community, then any of those constructed languages would quickly gain inconsistencies, because that's how language evolves. For example, you know, a very new word. What's the past tense of to yeet? Is it yeeted or yote? I don't know. I think I would say eat it. Mijn Nederlands is geweldig. Zie iedereen, ik kan het heel gemakkelijk uitspreken. Melk, 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 autorit. I can also Google Translate. She just said, by the way, my Dutch is amazing. See everyone. I can speak it very easily, or pronounce it very easily. Milk, 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 car ride. Okay, I think we've benched and binned the entire thing. Alright. Yeah, looks like it. And in the meantime, we've made some more money. Which is very nice. We pay less and less in loan interest every month. Do you know Rivella? Isn't that some kind of soft drink thing? I don't drink it. Okay, let's now do a hypercoaster. We do have some money available now. My 5 Dutch words are 999. Gewoonlijk and sinaasappelsap. You can also just make it worse by having one word, which is 999.999.999. It just means 999 million, etc. Just 9 nines in a row. I mean, my favorite Dutch word, kind of long Dutch word to troll people with, is arbeidsongeschiktheidsverzekering. Or if I want to be slightly worse, arbeidsongeschiktheidsverzekeringsmaatschappij. Because you can make any Dutch word and German word as long as you like, just by adding stuff at the end. You know, you can do like vrachtwagenventieldopjes, fabrikanten, directeur, stoelwieltjes, fabrikanten. You know, like something like that. But that's not, you know, it's kind of a word, but it's not like anyone uses it in real conversation. But arbeidsongeschiktheidsverzekering, which means workers' disability insurance, is an actual word that we use. Yeah, the word from Hoover. Hottentot en circus tenten, tentoonstelling, kaartjes, verkoops, instructieboekjes, kaftpapiertjes, schaarhoudertjes, verzamelaars, tentoonstelling, voorbereidingswerkzaamheden, samenvattingsrapport. Kind of ran out of breath there, but yeah, it's a long word. It's technically a real word, but as I said, no one would ever use that. Yeah, that one long German word from Duvel, I believe, is actually used. Something with, like, meat, I believe. That word doesn't fit on a Scrabble board. Long words generally don't fit on a Scrabble board. A Scrabble board is only 15 tiles wide. And arbeidsongeschiktheidsverzekering is already like 30. Even a more sort of synthetic language like English does have plenty of 15-letter words. That's not that long. Okay, now we're gonna go real fast. Yeah, you can also, I mean, you can make any arbitrarily long word by just, you know, you just make up a number. You know, put 100 nines in a row and your number will be, your word will be immensely long. Starting with 9 Google. That one video where I had to say a 30 plus digit number. Oh, that was fun. I mean, had to say. It's not like anyone made me. The reason I fully pronounced that one number in that video is because when I made the longest roller coaster video about the universe coaster, I kind of did the same but faked it out. Because I said the first 3 terms of a 78 digit number and then said kind of like and so on or something like that. And I got a few comments about people saying, oh, I thought you were going to say the full number. So I got a very big number again and I was like, you know what, I can actually do that. Took me at least 50 takes. And I ended up going with the very, very first one because I never got one better than that. There's kind of a hesitation halfway, you can definitely hear that, but every other take, I did worse. Kindercarnavalsoptochtsvoorbereidingswerkzaamheden comitéleden is a word of 60 letters and is officially recorded by the Guinness World Records. You know, the older I get, the more I realize that Guinness World Records is a bunch of bullshit. Not really, you know, the longest basketball shot and stuff like that. They're very impressive records to hold, but the Guinness World Records is not any kind of official arbiter. And a lot of records like that, like, why is that a longest word? Why not, like, put something behind it? You can put any word behind it still. And, you know, what the Guinness World Records book does and does not recognize is very arbitrary. Yeah, Carl Jobs showed us that, especially in video games, they do kind of a terrible job. The community almost always does a much better job themselves via speedrun.com or similar websites. Hey, thank you for the 28 months, Biscreate. Marcel's got been hundreds of RST records. I've gotten, you know, a lot of speedrun records. Probably not hundreds, but definitely dozens. Most of them have been beaten. A lot of records are really just the first person to do some random nonsense. Yeah, there are some really cool ones. That's why I said that the Guinness World Records, you know, it's not entirely bullshit. For example, the highest note recorded by a woman or a man. You know, that's some genuinely cool stuff. But when you get like the longest word, like, who are they to say that that's a valid word, and when you make it slightly longer by adding another little bit of word behind it, it's not valid? That's just random nonsense, really. But it's funny, because as a kid, I kind of thought that, yeah, the Guinness World Records is official. But no, it's not. There are official world records. Like in speed skating, you have the ISU, which is the International Skating Union. And they hold, you know, they keep track of a bunch of official world records. And they have to do with rules. But even those are kind of only official within their category. You know, within the International Skating Union. Someone else could potentially set up another skating union, you know, for ice skating, and have their own separate world records. Where, for example, the normal records don't count, because records only count if you skate with the hat on. Okay, how fast does this baby go? 125. Which is not as fast as I'd kind of hoped. But it's still quite fast. The French now have the record again for longest baguette. Very nice. You know, stuff like that, I do like that. You know, the fact, you know, kind of that Guinness goes there. It's a silly record and, you know, it's not like Guinness is any kind of official thing. But the fact that because it exists, people do things like make the longest baguette. The record doesn't really matter. It's more just the fun of making a super long baguette. I need a drink. Longest human chain at 51 million people. Damn, that's a lot. Mine will be most hours playing RCT in a lifetime. Really? Do you know who you're talking to? Now, I don't think I have the record, to be honest, because there have been people that have been playing for, you know, 20, 25 years, and for quite a lot of time I didn't really play, you know, between from 2005 and 2015. I sort of played on and off a little bit, but not much. So I probably wouldn't have the record for the most ever. But I think I would beat you. There's a good chance I would anyway. So, I installed this plugin less than 2 months ago. It's on 670 hours. Now, that's not entirely fair, because quite a few of these hours are just having the game open without me playing it. But it's still a lot. It's still at least like 200-300. Good evening, Aapkop. Would I make the top 5? Again, I think probably not, because, you know, there's some people, especially from New Element, who've been playing a lot for forever. Having 60,000 hours in MMOs, and I still consider myself a casual. 60,000 hours is like 7 years of 24/7. That's the equivalent of playing 21 years, 8 hours a day. Do you really have 60,000 hours in MMOs? Or did you typo and did you mean 6,000? Because 60,000 hours sounds quite unbelievable. I have 14,000 hours in Sims 4. Let's see, how old is Sims 4? Nearly 10 years. So let's take 10 years, 10 times... Yeah, let's do this on stream. 10 times 24 times 365. It's number of hours divided by 14,000. Hang on, that's not right. We need to do... That means you play on average of nearly 4 hours a day. Every day. For 10 years straight. While having a job, having school. Which I kind of doubt. I would always leave the game running, so it's not true. Yeah, I mean, that's how I got a lot of these 670 hours that I've gotten in less than 2 months in OpenRCT2. I will leave it open for days straight and not touch it. Oh yeah, that doesn't count. That doesn't count at all. Also, hello. We got quite a few people here. Stealthy Golem, welcome to my stream. Well, and everyone else you've brought with you. Should say hi to everyone, not just the streamer themselves. So, let me show you what we've been up to. Been playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And this is the park. It's a scenario called Sunny Shore. The goal is to get 3,200 guests, so we're about halfway there. And quite a few of these coasters were already there, but I've built a few of them myself, like this hybrid coaster. And what else? Well, I was building a wooden coaster until you disturbed the peace. Oh, yeah, I built this very black vertical licorice coaster. I saw some of your videos on YouTube. Awesome expertise. Well, thank you. What were you playing? Some Roller Coaster Tycoon for old time's sake, or some other game? By the way, for everyone new here who doesn't know me, which is most people in the raid, presumably, this is my thing. You know, I sometimes play other games on stream, but Roller Coaster Tycoon is very much my thing. It's my job. I make YouTube videos. Streaming is mostly a side thing. Do it twice a week. But yeah, it's my thing. And I explain the game. I get very technical in how it works. Dive into the code. May build extreme parks. You know, stuff like that. So, if you're interested in that, there should be a YouTube link somewhere. Or just Marcel Vos on YouTube. It's not difficult to find. And, yeah, should be a new video up tomorrow. Maybe the day after. And otherwise, the latest video I uploaded last week. It's also quite technical. You might enjoy that if you enjoy that kind of stuff. So you played different games and ended with Spelunky. I think I've heard of Spelunky, but I wouldn't really know what it is. Okay, so we got to 36 meters. Yeah, we should be able to make this. I wonder if there's a scenario where the only coasters you get are Flying Turns, Bobsled and Hardline, and the other categories have the least good rides. I don't know if someone ever made that, but it wouldn't be very much fun to play, I guess. Not necessarily difficult, just annoying. It's kind of like, what's it called? Harmonic Hills. It's not the most difficult scenario. Not the easiest, definitely not, but it's not the most difficult. It's just annoying. And that makes it bad. On stream, by the way, I don't usually get that technical. Stream is mostly where I just build parks, play scenarios, kind of play the game normally. Because I kind of missed that, so I started streaming to do it. And I might get a little bit into the technical side, but usually it's fairly normal. We do tend to drown quite a few guests, though. because that's fun to do. It's cathartic. And it satisfies my urges. You know? But I guess you know what I mean. We all have those urges. Gotta keep the park value down. Hell yeah. You lose a massive 7 park value for every guest you drown. You lose more park rating though, but the park rating does recover. The park value, I mean, I guess it kind of does when you get a new guest. Gotta keep them on their toes. Not really. I'd rather keep them and their toes deep underwater. If they're on their toes, that means they're standing. And so they survive. Which is not ideal. Hey, Waluigi, welcome. We just got safest park in the country. Are you kidding? Drown someone with a red shirt. Why don't you like red shirt people? Do you have something against Tom Scott? Bye bye, guest 1603. Thanks for the ads list. I was very surprised to see that park ads get more than right ads. I guess I learn new stuff every day. Yeah. It is kind of surprising. I was mostly, when I learned about that, mostly surprised by how weak the general advertised park ad is. Because it's very expensive. But it's only got a guest probability of 250. Which is barely higher than free food with 200. Also, thank you for the follows. Akistolol and Logistic Toaster. And also Stealthy Golem, the man or woman, who knows, him or herself, themselves. Compared to the money you pay for it, yeah, it's very expensive. So, this ad, the 350 a week, is only barely more effective than the one for free food. And sure, the free food does, you know, give the guests a voucher for 1 time free food, which costs you another little bit. That's only a few bucks. That's not much. Let's say this spawns like another 15 guests a week. And they each get free food for 150. That's another 22 bucks free a week. So it costs 70 bucks a week. For a strength of 200. While this one is 5 times as expensive. For a strength of 250. It's ridiculous. Send a pic of your hole in Max's Discord channel. I'll look at that later. Okay, actually, we gotta name this. We gotta color it. I want to make it brown. Too brown. No, go back, go back. Oh, better. This is a good, rich color scheme. I like my dark reds, my dark orange, and my dark purples. They are very, very fancy. Did we check the stats on this? Oh, we have now. 6.95 excitement, 9.36 intensity, and 5.04 nausea. Highest drop of only 19 meters. But it does, you know, does have some sort of staggering to it. Because it goes down a little bit here, and then after that it goes down more. When will the spinning cars for the Steel Mini Coaster become available in OpenRCT? I don't know. I'm not a developer. And I'm not even sure the developers know. So... Okay, what shall we name this, by the way? Any good ideas? Wooden Roller Coaster 1 is so overdone. You know, every first wooden coaster is called Wooden Roller Coaster 1. Pukinator. I mean, it's not that nauseating. Sire Woodlot. What? Tom Puss. Now, I'm not gonna... Especially not spelled like that. I like Sire Woodlot. I don't really know what it means. I mean, it sounds like one of those, like, 1300s knight names, I guess. There we go, that's a good roller coaster. It's a player on Sir Lancelot. Alright. You wouldn't dare. Yeah, that's nice too. We're paying back the loan more and more. So we pay less and less in loan interest every month, which is beneficial. You know what, we can hire some more staffsies. We can probably afford it. How about some entertainers? Some more mechanics. We do need to kind of keep an eye on our guest count and stuff. In case we do need to start advertising to complete the park. So far though, seems to be doing well without it. Bigger coaster type for me to build. Well, you got quite a few choices actually. Well, 15. Thought it was more, but no, it's only 15. Oh, I should connect that. If Twister Coaster, then 10 inversion Twister Coaster. Oh, I can do that. I presume you kind of also implicitly mean with that 10 inversions, but below 10 intensity. Otherwise, a 10 inversion anything is easy. Park with the best staff. Well, I just hired some, so that makes sense. Okay, we got some more path connections going on there. Should be making it a lot easier for guests to find stuff. This is still quite a big square though. I want some connection here. Oh, I need to fire my staff as well. That might make the park a little bit more difficult. As I said, we'll advertise if we need to. Although, maybe it's disallowed. I wouldn't know yet. I haven't tried. Though I think in recent versions the tap would just disappear if it's not allowed, so... I think it's allowed. Drink some water. Good idea. It's hot. That's some good water. How hot is it? I think inside my room about 25 degrees. Outside it's... hang on, let me check my phone. It's 20. But it was of course warmer earlier in the day. It's past 9 PM now. It's so cold here. I've been wearing 3 hoodies and 2 pairs of sweats. Been out the fire this whole camping trip. Meanwhile, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. And haven't been really wearing anything else for the past week or so. Okay, we got plenty of room for our Twister Coaster here. Yeah, rooms always get hotter when I'm in them. Waluigi. Because I am the embodiment of male sexuality. Whatever the hell that means. Okay, this is our first inversion, and we'll get to a very, very high top speed already here. Oh, hey Bishop 8, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for the 42 months. And it's not making that. We might need some boosters first. Let's see if it'll make it now. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. How have you been, Bishop? Okay, it doesn't make that. We'll make it one steep turn smaller. And that is what we in the business call, well, now a misformed top hat. That's not a top hat anymore. I started a new job last year, so less time for Twitch. What is the job? You could just Twitch on the job. Sneak in a little Twitchy time. I've done that. Well, not really. But I have watched live sports on the job. Oh crap, we're out of money. Alright. We'll just increase the loan again. I work for Social Security Admin. US Federal Gov Job Kakona? I get everything up until the word Kakona. Is that like some kind of administrative area? Or is it a big typo? Oh, it's a Twitch emote that apparently I don't see. Okay, well, what exactly do you do? Like, you work in Social Security, sure, you know, like, admin, but what does that exactly mean? I know what Social Security is. But, like, what do you do in your, like, day-to-day life on the job? Because I think that's always quite interesting, because tons of people just say, oh, you know, I'm a programmer, or I'm a teacher. I mean, we can imagine what teachers do, but, you know, I'm a programmer, or I'm, like, a manager here, and, like, that's fair, but what do you actually do? The basic gist is I give money to old and disabled people. That still doesn't really explain what you do. I mean, if you don't want to explain it, that's fine. But, you know, what do you do? Okay, how many inversions do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. We gotta have interlocking loops, right? An American version of UWV. I mean, I don't really know how that works either. I mean, I know that abbreviation, or acronym, and I know, you know, it's got something to do with free money if you can't work and stuff. But exactly how, you know, how it works, I don't know. Okay, adds 2 interlocking loops. We just need 2 more inversions. Because, you know, I say, if someone asks me what do you do, I say I'm a YouTuber. But of course that's a bit vague as well. I call people and take claims for retirement, survivor and disabilities. It's quite interesting. Okay, so you're on the phone with people a lot and then you listen to what they have to say and then you kind of say, you know, you are eligible for kind of this or that kind of money or stuff like that. Ooh, I think it goes a little bit faster here. Yes. Okay, that is interesting, because you get to hear about a lot of people's lives. I assume you do hear your fair amount of weird stories. I hope that this coaster isn't too intense. Oh, it's the path that's in the way. A couple of weeks ago, I talked to someone who was convicted for murdering his wife. I mean, interesting is certainly the right word there. It's not necessarily nice, but it's certainly interesting. Hey, Zita, welcome. So what exactly came of that? Like, because he was old and a felon, no one wanted him, so he was entitled to money or something like that? So this thing has 10 inversions. And I think I did a decent job managing intensity. But you can never be too sure until you check the stats. Yeah, it goes nice and slow there. You can still file for retirement benefits, so that's what I had to help him with. That's fair. I do think that's a very, you know, kind of like interesting question, because we asked that kind of for my brother as well. We asked him like, okay, so you're a headhunter, so you know, when a company comes to the company that you work for, they say, we want this position filled. And then he's gonna look, you know, for people that want that position and see if he can find someone suitable. Usually it's kind of like high-end positions. But then we asked him, what do you actually do in your day-to-day job life? In a day-to-day, you know, just normal work. Ooh, 10.33 intensity. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit on the high side. We asked him, you know, what do you do? And then somebody said, well, you know, I might have an appointment. You know, he took up one random day of the next week and he said, all right, that day I have an appointment at like 11. And then another one at 3 and another one 4. Whatever. But then we were like, okay, but what do you do in between when you actually do your work? What does that consist of? And it took quite a few questions before he kind of got what we wanted to. Which is explaining, yeah, what he does. And I think that's interesting because that's just in general that people are not used to explaining the minutiae of their job. I think at least. You know, 'cause I say I'm a YouTuber, and usually I don't get much further than that. You know, I just, you know, make videos for YouTube. But yeah, what do I actually do when I'm working? Well, differs a bit day to day, of course, but I might be writing a script, which means doing stuff in the game, testing stuff out, depends on the topic of the video, performing experiments, and then writing a story about it. Then I will be recording it. And then I will be finding proper scenes for it, recording those, video recording, putting them in the timeline. Ooh, we're almost there. And making a video out of it. And, you know, putting all the effects in. I'm a theoretical physicist, and indeed sometimes it's pretty hard to explain to people. Many in my family cannot tell the difference between what I do and an undergrad student studying. Okay, well, explain it, please. Because now I'm kind of curious. Okay, and now it doesn't make it. That's what I expected. What do you actually do? Okay, we need to shave off a little bit of excitement. Can we remove a drop? Yes, we can. Well, actually, no, because this is one continuous drop. We can't really make this into one. Yeah, that's a drop. Yeah, we can remove that one. That'll do fine. The last hill, can you make that one hill? We'll see. We can always put some boosters in halfway. I'm a geologist, but having people think I just look at rocks works for me. Yeah, but I want to know what you actually do. I mean, not necessarily now you specifically, but I have that kind of with a lot of people. You know, I ask my mom about that as well. You know, what do you do? Because with so many people, we don't actually know what they do. And learning about what people actually do in their job makes it so much more interesting. Okay, yes, we can make this. This should have a good excitement rating now, or, well, low enough intensity, which results in a higher excitement. There we go. 8.65, 9.74, 4.80. That works. So, in my job, we have a lot of discussions and we develop our ideas, which requires a lot of calculations and creativity. I work with quantum computing. My week has two parts. Me, my pen, paper and PC, and me discussing my co-supervisor about the calculations and simulations I did. That's not simply studying things, because I have to develop knowledge, which some people cannot get. Okay, but what do you do in quantum computing? Like, I know it's a very new thing. Are you literally just developing new methods for quantum computing? I know a little bit about quantum computers, but not very much. Like, my extent of knowledge kind of comes from the big Veritasium video about it he did, I think, not too long ago. Yeah, I do see how it's not just studying thing. I mean, you do literally study quantum computing, but that's a different way in... That's different than being in school, because the word studying then kind of has two definitions. I studied the chemistry of volcanic rocks to determine why they erupted and where in the mantle they came from. It involves a lot of graphs and calculations. Ah, right. That is interesting though. Although, for me, it's most interesting if someone made an engaging YouTube video about it. It's kind of like those Vsauce videos where you get comments like, why weren't you my teacher in high school? And while there is no doubt that a lot of teachers could teach better, it's also, this is a 10-minute highly engaging YouTube video, and it doesn't matter if you forget the content 5 minutes later. So it's not at all the same as actually learning physics or history or whatever in high school. I mean, nothing wrong with him explaining things, you know, he does that well. But it's very different. This week I'm trying to make a quantum circuit to run in IBM machines. Which is an architect which gates to apply how to correct quantum errors. This quantum circuit is supposed to simulate the Schwinger model, a model for interaction of photons and electrons. Okay, that's where it kind of kind of gets above my pay grade. I sort of know what you mean. And I'm happy to know it, but kind of this and no further from me. Cause then can we hire staff again? Oh yeah, it's been 18 goddamn minutes. I technically have helped make some engaging YouTube videos, but this is my account for being silly. Really? Now I'm curious. Who have you helped? I have one geology YouTuber in my head that I have one geology YouTube that I watch. If it's him, that would be very exciting. It's quite a nice job. I really enjoy it. Oh, that's nice. That's of course the most important thing. You know what? I should put some more cash machines throughout the park. And also just some foot stalls. Damn, we have a lot of different stalls available. It's probably not whoever you're thinking, it's just a little local group. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Because I watched someone called Nice Name. Nice spelled G-N-E-I-S-S. And he makes kind of like Minecraft geology videos. He is a real geologist and has a real geologist job. But he makes mostly videos about either color in geology or geology in Minecraft. Like, what is stone? What is the Minecraft stone? You know, or what is obsidian? Stuff like that. They're very good. I wonder how difficult it'd be to write an integration plugin for managing, firing and rehiring all staff at Twitch's Say So. I think it's possible, but I definitely don't know how to write that. I just finished streaming. I raised no money as of now. Raising money for Ukraine? Huh. Well, that's a shame. Did anyone die? No, no one died. No one was on it. I guess that's good. Has he looked at the Terra Firma Craft mod for Minecraft, I wonder? I think I've watched most of his videos and I don't recognize that term, so probably not, but I haven't watched all of them, so maybe. It's possible, but I don't think so. Yes, for the 3rd separate assault brigade. I wish you good luck with that. Okay, this site doesn't have a merry-go-round yet. Let's give it one. Your coaster crashes. Oh no, anyway. That is a surprisingly relevant reference. You'll see why later. Monobank has this new feature when users can open jars on others' jars. I've never heard of Monobank, but I can kind of imagine what it is. When it's sold on, the jar money automatically goes to that jar. Do you have like a good audience on Twitch? Because if you only have a few viewers, then I can kind of see why it's hard to raise any kind of significant money. You have 154 YouTube subscribers. Yeah, that's unfortunately not a lot. Yet I still send my friends links. I mean, that's nice, but if I'm honest, if you do want to actually grow a YouTube channel, usually having your friends to be subscribed to you and stuff, it's not the best idea. And here's how that works. Let's say you have 10 subscribers. And they, you know, and you release a new 10 subscribers, of which 5 are your friends and family. If you then release a new YouTube video, that then YouTube might show it to a few of those people, see if it works well, if they watch it. Now, your friends and family are fairly likely to not watch all your videos if they just subscribed because they know you. So then the chance that they watch is small, and if they watch, they often click off quickly. And that's a sign to YouTube that people don't like the video, because people are not clicking on it and are not watching for very long. So it doesn't really get promoted because YouTube thinks it's a bad video. Well, if you had fewer subscribers, but they all actually wanted to watch the content because they like that content, then YouTube is much more likely to think, ah, it's a good video, people like it. But just sharing a link for the sake of sharing a link doesn't really work usually. Even if it is for raising money. Because people usually do want content, which makes sense, that they enjoy. It's also why sub for sub, you know, if we're getting a bit more general, sub for sub is a terrible practice. You might have heard of it. Small YouTubers, and they will comment like on a channel and they'll be like, ooh, subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you. Okay, but if you're not watching the videos, then the subscriber number means nothing. I've seen YouTube channels with 1 million subscribers that get like 5,000 views a video. Because none of the subscribers are watching their content anymore. Because the content changed over time or whatever. Then the subscriber number is entirely useless. Yeah, sub count is a good general indicator. It's not totally meaningless, but if you want to actually know how well a channel is doing, you should look at their view count. Doesn't subscribers that don't watch your videos even kind of hurt you? Yes, how I just explained. Because then if people don't watch your videos when they're subscribed, YouTube thinks that the video is bad. Many years ago I was watching a Vine Sauce RCT video with cheats and the Marcel video was recommended in the same... Oh, for the same type of video. Watched it and I really enjoyed it. Funny and entertaining guy with a lovely voice. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's how, you know, the kind of discovery works. That's how it should go. Also, advertising, advertising your video is not bad, but if you just advertise your video in a general place, it might not work that well. But if you advertise your content in a Rollercoaster Tycoon space, if you make RCT videos, like I did, that works very well. For kind of obvious reasons. Also, sub for sub is literally banned. Like, you're not allowed to do it on YouTube. I'm not sure if people do regularly get, like, punished for it, but it is not allowed. You do have entire Reddit communities, Reddit subreddits that are like small YouTubers, sub for sub, stuff like that. And it's the worst idea ever. Because you also have, advertise... subreddits that are just advertising spaces for small YouTubers. And... it's, the only people who go there are small YouTubers advertising their videos. No one is going to go to a subreddit like that and going to look for videos to watch. People, if people want new videos to watch, they'll just search for stuff. Or click on random videos in the recommended. I dislike people who beg for subs. I don't necessarily mind it when people are, say like and subscribe in a video. But I myself don't do it. Not anymore, at least. But it kind of depends how they do it, right? Because if they come out of the gate and are like, what's up, Wolfgang, it's your boy Amadeus. Welcome to another video. Don't forget to smash that like button and finger the subscribe button as hard as you can. If they come out with stuff like that, yeah, then absolutely I dislike that. But if they just simply, and if you enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Or if they're like at the end or halfway through, they just say it, yeah, that's fine. Sometimes I'll stop watching a video if people get too obnoxious up front. Oh yeah, I've done that too. Luckily the YouTubers I watch don't tend to do that. Most of the YouTubers I watch don't even ever ask it in the first place. Well, here we have our stand-up coaster. I watch on TV, so I have to remember to hit like for my faves. Hitting like is for me like a very standard thing. I like most of the videos I watch. Not because I decided, oh, I'm gonna do this because people ask for it and they say it helps for the algorithm. That's not the reason I started doing it. Just, I don't know why I started doing it, but it's just become an automated thing for me now. Okay, what stats does this baby get? 5.22, 9.95. Oh god. Those are absolutely god-awful stats. They're even not that great for a stand-up. How did you get that part tile? What? What do you mean? What do you mean path? You mean the tiled path? It's a Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 path, and you can get it if you have your Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 connected to your OpenRCT 2, which you can do in the options right here. And apparently this scenario had it enabled. We just got an award for the tittiest park in the country. Tough and tricky question. What is your favorite YouTube video you made? I think my favorite is Park Rating Explained. Apart from a single typo, where there's the text on screen says singe instead of single. Apart from a single typo, I don't think I know of anything that's wrong with it. It's good, it's in-depth, it explains it really, really well, how it all works. And I did a really nice thing with, like, framing the shots. And I've kind of known for a long time that video would sort of be my magnum opus. I mean, it's not really viewed that way in any way in kind of my community, you could say. Doesn't really have that many views, but I wrote the script for that back in, like, 2019. Never made it into a video. Then I wrote the script for it again like a year later. Didn't make it again. And then I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna actually properly make this. So I wrote a script on how the park rating works for the 3rd time, and it was better than ever. And yeah, I'm really happy with that video. Of course, I'm also very proud of the 53-minute long marathon that I released a few weeks ago. Can you beat Roller Coaster Tycoon without building or without letting guests go on rides? Also the no path one, the 33-minute long one. Oh yeah, Park Rating Explained, probably my favorite. We definitely need to advertise. We only have a little over a year left and we're not gonna get 1,000 guests in that time. So let's start advertising. Suddenly we'll get a load of guests. If you look at the guest count, well, it's flat out for a little bit and then it's kind of started rising again. We all know your guilty pleasure video you made is drowning thousands upon thousands of guests. Yeah, it's just a quick and dirty thing. not necessarily bad, but it's definitely not something to be proud of either. Now, I also have a question. I basically have the same question. What is your guys' favorite video of mine? We'll presumably get quite a few different answers. But I'm very curious to see what you guys think. I really like the videos where you break down the ride types and coaster types. The ride overviews. Yeah, those are nice. I should do one again. But honestly, I've done most interesting ones except, I guess, the Twister Coaster. But that's kind of a really big one. But I can properly now go for it now that I have abandoned my schedule. Now that it doesn't need to be finished within a week, I can actually go for it. I like the GeoGuessr videos. Yeah, you and not many others. Because they weren't very popular at all. Which makes sense, because I don't have a GeoGuessr audience. My favorite video of yours is where you beat the scenario in one tile. So, Forest Frontiers. In one tile. Well, you got something to look forward to. Not this video, not the one that comes online tomorrow or the day after, but the one after that. You're gonna like that, if you like one tile stuff. I also really enjoyed your recent anniversary stream. Ah, yeah, that was a good stream. So that makes sense. Okay, we're selling a lot of balloons now. Should make the park a little bit more colorful. The Universe Coaster and the Madman guest that went back on it after they finished the ride. Oh yeah, that wasn't planned. That literally just happened. Sort of. So, it's sort of... I mean, it did happen. I was recording the coaster ending and the guest did really, out of nowhere, just go on it again. Except, I didn't properly record it for that. So then I redid the recording, and then I knew it would happen. And I've kind of focused more on that as well, so that would be, you know, well and nice in the shot. I love the highest G-forces video, great humor. Well, thank you. That was kind of a start of a period, you know, like a 2-month period or so, where a lot of my videos did really well. That video kind of kicked that off. Now that's also, you know, the type of video I like. It's just, it's what I would call like an escalation video, right? Because what's the highest this? Is the answer? I never just give the answer at the start. Of course not. You gotta kind of build tension in the video, make a story out of it. So you start with something that is somewhat high, but, you know, still a very standard build. You know, you just go down 50 meters, have a small turn and be like, ooh, lot of lateral Gs. And then slowly you make it more extreme and more extreme, you escalate it. And that's of course very much on purpose. And sometimes I'll come up with something that I'll be in the video and be like, well, it doesn't really fit the escalation storyline, and I might skip it. Or I'll be like, yeah, this kind of goes too quick, and I'll add like a step in between. It's very much, you know, very much thought about. And likes orange, likes the one on how many landscapes are possible. You and again, not many others. That one performed extremely poorly for a Roller Coaster Tycoon video. Maybe the thumbnail is bad. Maybe people just don't like that concept very much. Quite often I can understand why a video performed poorly, but with that one I'm not really sure. You like my coaster ranking video? That one was kind of a slow burner. And I liked it as well. It was at the time, I believe, my longest video I'd ever made. Apart from some live stream compilation stuff. Coming in about 22 minutes. That was a really good one. It made me think a lot as well about the roller coasters. You know, to make kind of an accurate ranking, you gotta properly think about it. Okay, that final turn. I was a bit concerned about this, but it looks like it should be fine. Exploding mini golf. That was a fun one. I like the video where you explained how illegally overpowered the Giga Coaster is and how giga expensive it is. You mean my Giga Coaster overview? That's an old one. That was my longest video ever at the time. 17 minutes. Carousel explosion. Okay, that was all just tricks. Of course. I've done 2 different carousel explosion videos. Now, which one? One where it goes faster and faster until it explodes, and one was just a random carousel explosion, I guess. That was a terrible video. I like the one where it goes faster. I think that's a good video, but where just make it explode, then explain really, like, slowly and not really badly, but I think boringly how it works. I don't like that video, but apparently you do, which is fine, of course. I like videos where you explain things I never knew existed in the game, like naming guests certain specific names and do something with the other guests. The guest name cheats one, yeah, that was an interesting one, because there was also a lot that I didn't know in that one. I'm personally also very fond of things like my most recent video, where just something weird and specific happens, you know, and I exploit something in the code. Which I kind of again do for the video I'm working on right now. You know, when I actually get the code out and use it to explain how stuff works. Those are usually videos I like a lot. Best price for toilet. That was, I mean, that was an April Fool's. No, wait, that one wasn't. I did a toilet overview, which was an April Fool's video. The best price for toilet, that was a nice video. I mean, the April Fool's video was too, but that's of course a little bit of a joke. You know, there are some videos that are just bad. I mean, bad is a big word, but, you know, if we go to YouTube. For example, my first video of the year, why Roller Coaster Tycoon's easiest scenarios are the worst. I don't think that's a good video. I mean, I stand by my words in that video. But I don't think it's a good video. I think the thumbnail's terrible, but I couldn't think of a good one. I still can't. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it's true what I say in that video, but I don't think it's a very good video necessarily. The one after that is an absolute banger. This track piece is worth 1.2 million. That's a really good one. Oh yeah, resist the earth. That was just a shit post that I quickly made, but yeah, I like that one. Oh, the right icon ones are good as well. I like the improbability. I'm not that fond of the infinity coaster, even though it's like kind of a good video, but I'm not really that fond of it. Yeah, we go back a little bit further. I'm really fond of the coaster icons one. That was the first of the icon videos. And just these videos, you know, from kind of the myth busted all the way to the coaster icons, that was a really good stretch of videos. And if you look at the views, 298,000, 90, 86, 104, 162, 92, 139, 199, 84, 94. Really good views as well. And this cost me to make over 6,000 bucks in AdSense in November, which was just amazing. And that was kind of a little bit set up by this one before it. 260,000 guests per hour on a toilet. That was kind of the start of that great run. Useless info, yeah. I'm really like that video. I'm incredibly happy. One of the best things I did in this video, which quite a few people did notice, is somewhere I go on about the oldest video ever on YouTube about Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's gotta be somewhere here. Is it this? Let's see if we... Ah, there it is. So, this is the oldest video ever uploaded about Roller Coaster Tycoon on YouTube. While the oldest still remaining. This thing. It's not particularly high quality. But it's the oldest still remaining. And that's the oldest RCT3 one. And then here, I remade the park. I looked very carefully at that video. And I remade the park from that video. I'm very happy with that. Hi Slime, what's up? Welcome. Someone said, what's my most viewed video? It's the 12-year roller coaster. With nearly 2 million views. Nobody noticed that. No, quite a few people did. And it's nice when they do. You got a lot of long roller coasters, calculator, most overpowered coaster design. Impossible maze. The densest park ever did incredibly well. It's by far the youngest video in this bit. Well, not by far. It's only slightly longer than the Universe Coaster, actually. The Universe Coaster is a long coaster. That one doesn't count. That one automatically does amazing. Because it's the longest coaster ever. You know, it's guaranteed to go viral. Is there here someone younger than the oldest RCT video? So the question is kind of, is there here someone young, under 20 years old? There's a decent chance there's someone. 20 is not that young. Okay, suddenly we make a lot of money. And, well, you don't make that much money. Because the natural guest generation stopped and we replaced it with ads. But yeah, we are getting a lot of guests. It's good to see that you're feeling good enough to be here in the chat, Mr. Slime. Okay, what shall we build? How about a little mine train coaster? Oh. Built it next to the one that was already in the park. Well, screw it. I'll just intertwine it with it. We now have sort of semi-dueling mine train coasters. And you'll just have to deal with it, goddammit. These supports are weird. And kind of ugly. Like your mama. Ground guest 195. Not gonna happen, mate. We start at like 500. So, I can perhaps do 195. Yeah, that works. I could do 195 for you. But not simply 95. Are you using OpenRST2? Very much. I would not do this in vanilla. Because, I mean, I would like maybe play it every now and then, but I would not play it as much and make YouTube videos and whatever in vanilla. Okay, so you just want to see death. Well, in that case I need to double close this to force guest 1195 off. And goodbye, Mr. 1195. Die. Okay, yeah, this is kind of too close together. It doesn't really work. Watching people drown in this game is healing me. I can feel it. Alright. Then we do another one, of course. Because we gotta have you back to health as quick as possible. Another one. The second drowning we haven't seen, also not the third one. You saw them on the little screen. You saw them die. Don't pretend like you're not going to hell because you didn't properly see them. You saw them, you enjoyed it. It satisfied your deepest urges, don't deny it. Don't deny that it aroused you just a little bit. Which, by the way, entirely normal. You don't have to pretend it doesn't arouse you. We all get aroused by seeing guests die. And if you don't, you should probably get that checked out. I was going to redeem some points for another drowning, but it's had out of stock. Yeah. You can only do it every 5 minutes, I think. Ask a geography question. You can do that too. I like how this is also the exact same color scheme as this mine train. Wait a minute, it didn't make it. Whoopsie daisy. Is it gonna crash? Yeah, it is. Oh, lovely explosion sound, mate. What do you know about New Zealand? It's named after Old Zealand, which is a province of the Netherlands. Yeah, it's quite volcanic. Wellington is the capital. Auckland's the biggest cities. Both are on the North Island. Christchurch is the biggest city on the South Island, I believe. Of course, Lord of the Rings was filmed there, which is quite common knowledge. There's a volcano, which I forgot the name of, but it's kind of got a nature park, nature reserve around it. And in a kind of almost perfectly defined circle. Which means that farmers have cleared basically everything up to that circle. So you can kind of see it as a circle from space. There's a farm there. Which is like from some rich dude. And which has a lot of weird, like big art. Which is sort of like big real life things. Sculpted. Don't know what it's called. I think that's about it. I don't know the highest name or the longest river. I mean, you got, of course, Peter Michael. Who is a speed skater and inline skater. He got third on the 5,000 meters at the World Speed Skating Championships 2017. Mount Cook is the highest mountain. Oh yeah, I have heard of that. Did my New Zealand knowledge satisfy you? Yeah, there have been a few New Zealand speed skaters, Waluigi. There was Shane Dobbin and Rayon Kay. And together they did also, I believe, got third place at the team pursuit at either the World Championships or the Olympics. In 2017 or 18. Which was very, very nice. Very well done. Which train is from which coaster? I mean, we know now, but it's kind of difficult to see. Well, we have surpassed the guest requirements. Fun fact, the fastest women's 3,000 meters ever skated in June is held by a New Zealand speed skater called Ans Kramer. Which I guess is a Dutch speed skater who moved to New Zealand, I believe. Cool Runnings. I believe Cool Runnings is was the name of a competition where some records were set during the summer, like 2004. But the only reason Ans Kramer has the record for the fastest 3,000 meter ever skated in June is not because she was fast. Her time is terrible. But it's because no one ever skates a 3,000. No one ever skates in June. But New Zealand, on the other side of the planet, you know, summer winter reversed, they might. Yeah, we can actually take a little look at that. It's kind of funny. We go to women overall. These are the fastest times skated in every month. And this is the world record. Was skated in March a few years ago. And you can see October 354, very fast. November 354, December 352, January 356, then 354, 352. These are kind of the 6 months that I skated a lot in. Then August and September are kind of, pre-season. So people sometimes do skate like time trials. Sometimes in July as well with summer classics and stuff. Which is what you see here. 403, 406. They're not terrible times. They're not that much slower. They go to April. Sometimes there are some competitions still in April. So you got a 412. In the Corona season, Korea had their junior championships all the way in May. Now, you got to understand me. There are never any speed skating competitions in May. I have only been able to find, I think, 3 ever. And the 435, which is not terribly fast, but compared to the 60160 from Ans Kramer in June in 1990 on a natural ice rink. Because they don't have any artificial 400 meter ones there. In New Zealand. It's funny. But, the reason with May is, as you can see, all these are from the Korean Junior Championships. In fact, if we just look at per month and we go to May. This is April, this is May. They're all from the Korean Junior Championships. Except from this guy. Who skated a 3K in Paris, apparently. In Boulogne-Billancourt, which is like a suburb of Paris. On the Paris Championships in May in 1971. But I have not been able to find a single 10,000 meters ever skated in May, in the month of May. Now, we have results that go back to literally 1880. And there are hundreds, if not, there are hundreds of 10K skated every year. If not thousands sometimes. Yet, not a single one ever in the year of May. Which just shows you how little people skate in May. In June, you do sometimes have competitions at the very end of June for summer competitions. But also one in Argentina. Because again, summer, winter are reversed. Oh, and in New Zealand again. Of course, which we talked about earlier. So, it's those are kind of very obscure records, and Argentinian all-round championships, Simmerrijderij, which means summer skating, and summer ice, New Zealand championships, very obscure kind of competitions. But then if you go to like February, for example, you get World Championships, Olympic Games, World Cup. Very more common competitions, and also actual good times. This is the world record. This is the second time ever skated. Second time ever skated. Like fourth time ever skated. I believe also fourth time ever. World record. So you got a lot of great times here. It's kind of funny to keep track of it. Drink some water, alright? Someone asked the fastest 3K ever skated. I believe that would be 3:55:33 by Isabel Weideman in the B division of the World Cup in Salt Lake City. Look at that, our guest count is rising incredibly quickly. Let's put some trees in this park, shall we? The fast time this year, yeah, that's what I said. Isabel Weideman, 3:55:33. Yeah, that was skated in 2024. On... oh god, what would that be? I believe it was January 28th? Hang on. I want to see if I got it correct now. I got lists of that too. The top 10 times per season. Did I get it right? Ah, it was 2 tenths off. Oh, and I got the days to... it was 2 days off as well. Other than that, I was correct. But yeah, that was in 2024. But usually we don't do by year. Because you might have noticed that in the month records, I go from July to June. Which is because a season starts on July 1st and ends on June 30th. Although it kind of sort of ends in May, because people start kind of skating at the end of June sometimes. But officially 1st of July, 30th of June. So we don't say the year 2024 really, we say the 2023-2024 season and then the 2024-2025 season. Or kind of like 24-25. Stuff like that. The men's 3K. Well, that's not an official distance. It's kind of official, but they don't really skate it often. Because it's not skated often in big competitions. Women skate 3K, 5K. Men skate 5K, 10K. But it is 3:38:41 by Patrick Roest. And that's also why, you know, you see Dutch Club Championships, training competition, time trials. While for the women's competitions you see World Cup, World Championships, Dutch Qualifier, European Championships, World Cup, stuff like that. Which are much bigger competitions because they actually get skated at those competitions. Oh, now that we're talking about speed skating anyway, hang on, I want to show you something else. You can easily see different domination cycles. For example, if you scroll back all the way to the late 1990s, you see a lot of German skaters. And I made an overview of all the kind of flags. And if we go here to the 3,000 meters, we got the 3,000 meters women here on the right. I forgot to drown my guest. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. You'll see the 1997-1998 season. A lot of Germany. And then you kind of keep a lot of Germany. Then it slowly gets a little bit less. And you get quite a lot of Canada. With 10 fastest times per season. Then you see some Czechia, which is literally just one skater, Martina Sablikova. And more of the Netherlands. And you can especially see this very well if you go to the women's 500 meters. Because this used to be a lot of Canada, which was mostly just one skater, Catriona Lemay-Doan. Then you kind of got a little bit, mostly China and Japan. Then you got a lot of Jenny Wolf. Old German here is mostly Jenny Wolf, like 95%. Along with like Beijing Wang Yingyu, few Chinese skaters. Then here you get quite a little bit of Korea, which is one skater, Korean skater, Sang-Hwa Lee. Then you get Brittany Bowe and Heather Bergsma for a little bit, the Americans. Then you get Nao Kodaira, Japanese skater, also Olympic champion in 2018. And then after that, it's kind of a mix of a few countries. So you can see a lot of interesting progressions in graphs like these, where the countries of the skaters in the 10 fastest times. Yeah, sometimes you get some random skaters, like these are Roman Kretsch, On the men's 500 meters. Stuff like that. And it's fascinating what you can get out of this kind of data. For example, if you go all the way to the men's 10k, you can see that the Netherlands has skated the fastest time in a season. Wait, that's low, just low altitude rings. Here we should be. The men skated the fastest times per season for a lot in a row. But then we started not doing it. You got a few Canadian skaters, then Niels van der Poel, Swedish skater twice, and Canada, and then Italy. So we kind of lost our domination on the 10,000 meters, which is fascinating. For 3 years in a row, we had the entire top 10. You know, if we go to that, those were these 3 years. Only Dutch skaters. But then all the skaters got better again, and then it got less and less Dutch over time. Still quite a lot Dutch, but not at the very top anymore. And it's absolutely fascinating to look at those kind of progressions. Alright, what guest did I need to drown? Whoever is the most recent guest in your park. Well, that's very much different now from when you asked, of course. So that will be Mr. Red. Guest 6701. So ever since Willem-Alexander became king, we started doing worse. Actually, in the first few years of him being king, we did the best we've ever done. He became king in 2013, and less than a year later, Olympics 2014, Winter Olympics, we did the best we've ever done, the best any country has ever done in speed skating. We won like 2/3 of all the available medals. Which was really kind of not good for the sport, to be honest. And if that continued, it would kind of been terrible. But luckily that did not continue. We still did very well in 2018, don't get me wrong. But not that well. That Jan did it for Canada in 20... That was not 2014. He still skated for the Netherlands in 2014 and he did not even compete in the Olympics. He won in 2018. But, you know, I don't like it when people say, but technically... Yeah, he did skate for the Netherlands for a long time and then moved to Canada to skate for Canada. But he only became good once he moved to Canada. And it's not like he randomly moved to Canada. He was born in Canada, I believe. At least he has a Canadian father. Because I believe he was born in Canada and then, like, when he was 1 or so, moved to the Netherlands. So it's not like he grew up there or anything. But, yeah, he's, you know, he's very much a Canadian now. And in fact, now, he has skated longer for Canada than for the Netherlands. I mean, not if you include, like, when he was 10, but if you include, you know, when he competed at a high level. He started about 2005, 2006. And then in 2014 he moved to Canada and he's still active. So that's longer for Canada than the Netherlands. Okay, these trees make the park look a bit nicer. They're not the best kind of trees, literally just random scattering, so could have been a lot better. Okay, I was born in Leiden-Dorp, but I got that wrong then. But yeah, he does have a Canadian father. And it's just the system that he thrived in, the Canadian system. Which is a little bit different than the Netherlands, because it's very commercial here. With commercial teams instead of just one national team. So, Canada can take all the credit for making him good. We can't. I mean, it's even worse when people think Niels van der Poel is Dutch. He doesn't even have any Dutch parents. His grandfather was Dutch. And that's where his last name comes from, which is of course a Dutch last name, but he is very much Swedish. We all know Canadian speed skaters are pumped by farts. What? There is a Austrian speed skater with the name Farthofer. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess we could take some credit in, you know, he was not bad as a Dutch skater. He did still compete at some world championships and stuff, so I guess some credit there is due, but it's not like we made him a world champion. For the fact that his coach is Dutch. Wait, Niels van der Poel's coach? No, it's not. Tatjan Bloemen's coach, he is Dutch. Bart Schouten. That's true. There are a lot of Dutch coaches everywhere. Jan Bos does China. Bob de Jong, I believe, does something in Korea. I work for China as well. Johan de Wit does an international team, but did a long time Japan, and this team is still mostly Japanese. Bjarne Rikje does Norway. Bart Schouten is in Canada. Definitely still more that I'm not thinking of at the moment. Yeah, there's an OpenRT2 plugin that makes guests explode when they think bad thoughts. I already tried it out once. It didn't go well. I can't activate it right now because it's always activated, so I just had to remove it. I know a Polish and Czech speed skater that had a few good years. So I guess it comes to how the country approaches speed skating. I'm not sure what exactly you mean there, but yeah, I mean, you have Sablikova who had more than a few good years. She was world champion on the 5K 10 times in a row. Which is quite impressive. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of done with this scenario. Let's turn on early completion to complete it. There we go. Oops. And that is this scenario completed. I should probably save. It's not the best scenario I've ever played. It was not... Because, you know, most of the path was kind of already there. I didn't really expand it myself. And I didn't have a lot of flat rides available, which was not the best. Literally just two types, twist and merry-go-round. But, you know, I still have some fun building the coasters and stuff. So, if anyone's still here from the raid, and probably a few people are considering my view count, I'm gonna send you away again. I'll send you to Brian, our Amusement Academy, who's a real-time coaster engineer, theme park engineer, whatever you want to call it, who plays Roller Coaster Tycoon. Is he playing it right now? Yes, he is. Right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. In the next few days there will be a video on YouTube about balloons. So thank you very much, look forward to it, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening, sleep tight, bye bye.